Good evening all and welcome to South Florida. I'm Matt Blackburn and we are here at the new stadium where second meets third in the Eastern Conference. Inter Miami, the reigning MLS Cup champions, unbeaten in 8 since opening night defeat against LAFC, take on New England Revolution side arriving here for a four match winning run, sitting just 3 points behind them. So early in the season or not, this already feels like a marker. Two of the East's strongest starters, two sides in form, one new stadium still waiting for its first home win. And that is the thing for Inter Miami tonight. This place is loud, it's new, it's expensive, and it's built for nights like this. But so far, it has not quite delivered the moment they want just yet. 2 home games here. 2 draws. Austin first, then Red Bulls. Tonight they get another chance to make this stadium feel like home. And of course, at the centre of it all is Lionel Messi. 38 years old now, but still bending matches around himself. Last weekend in Colorado, he scored twice, including the winner in front of one of the biggest crowds in MLS history. 7 goals already this season, and still the player opponents build entire game plans around. New England's head coach Marko Mitrovic said this week that Messi can change a game at any moment, and we've seen that over the last 20 plus years. That is not in sight so much as a warning label. But there is another layer to Miami now. Javier Mascherano has gone, stepping down earlier this month after delivering the club's first MLS Cup. In his place, Guillermo Hoyas, a man with deep links to Messi from his early Barcelona days at La Masia, now trying to steady a champion side that has already had a fair bit of change thrown at it. So far, so good. 2 games, 2 wins under Hoyas, and tonight, back home, the challenge is simple. Keep the momentum going, control the chaos, and finally give this new ground the victory that it has been waiting for. But New England are not here to as extras. They're here to spoil the party for Inter Miami. The Revolution arrive in proper form. 4 league wins in a row, including that comeback victory at Atalanta in midweek. They found a way to win tight games, and they have come harder to break down. And under Mitrovic, there is a bit of edge and a structure about them. And with Carlos Gil remains the brain of the side, the captain, the player who gives them the rhythm and the invention as well. And he's certainly not shy of putting on a goal and a game against Inter Miami. 4 goals, 6 assists in his 9 matches, and he's also a penalty maestro as well, scoring his last 16 and missing just 2 of the 22 that he has taken. There's also the possible subplot of Leo Campana, formerly of Inter Miami, now with New England after their record domestic deal. He has been a doubt as well about whether he would be involved this evening, and he hasn't made the bench for New England Revolution this evening. History, though, leans heavily on Miami in this fixture. Leans heavily, on Miami in this fixture. So the tension tonight is high. Inter have won the last 4 meetings between these clubs and scored freely in them as well, with notching up 16 goals. New England, meanwhile, they have not won a regular season match in Florida since 2022. That tension is there. Miami have the star power, the home crowd, the champion status, and the recent head-to-head record. New England have momentum, confidence, and the look of a side who have the confidence and the look of a side who have stopped fearing awkward away nights. Something has to give to the teams then. For Inter Miami and Guillermo Hoyos, for every reason to keep the faith with the side that came through the week strongly. Rodrigo de Paul, Luis Suarez were both on the score sheet in midweek, and Suarez starts in the side after coming from the bench alongside Ochoa in place of Allende and Segovia. 7-goal and 4 assist man against New England Revolution. Lionel Messi also starts up front alongside Suarez, but they start with Dane Sinclair in goal. The back three of Lujan, Falcon and Mikel, Murat, DePaul, Ochoa and Allen are the four in midfield. Messi, Suarez and Bertamame are the three up front. For New England Revolution then, as we are almost getting underway here. They start with Turner in goal, the former man that played a number of times back over in England before making his move to America. Feingold, Collar, Fofana and Sands the back four, Rains, Gill and Youssef the midfield three, with Yao, Tugeman and Miller the three up front. We're almost underway at the new stadium here in Miami. Lionel Messi will be playing in that home strip of pink. And the New England Revolution, they won't have too many fans here this evening, but they'll certainly want to see their side put on a show and pull out another wonderful victory against what is going to be a very, very tricky opponent tonight. Other games going on as well this evening. Columbus Crew against Philadelphia Union, DC United against Orlando City, Cincinnati are also up against the New York Red Bulls. But we're moments away, the teams just going through their final formalities here in the south of Florida as we get ready for kickoff in a moment or so. The back four of New England Revolution certainly going to have to put on a healthy display tonight if they do want to see their side maintain their wonderful record that they do have at the moment here at the new stadium. But it's the home side who everybody fears this evening. Lionel Messi, the main man, 7 goals to his name. New England Revolution will also be looking at the quality that they have. They've got Carlos Gil as well, who is one of the players that Inter Miami have feared over the years since they have been established. He's got 4 goals and 7 assists, as we mentioned earlier, in 9 career matches against Miami. The referee for this contest is Rubiel Vasquez, who is certainly not shy of the limelight himself. In the 6 games he's taken charge of this season, he's awarded 3 penalties and given 3 red cards too. It's the first time he's taken charge of a Revolutions game since awarding 2 penalties in the second half for both Orlando and New England back in May of last year. He's assisted on the lines by Nick Uranga and Jose de Silva, with Marcos de Olivier on 4th official duty. Lucas Sabala is the man trusted with VAR. As the team's coming out a little bit later this evening than expected, kickoff should have been on the half-hour mark. But these games are also being streamed live on the TV as well. It's a lovely, warm evening here in Florida. There's no complaints about that whatsoever. Here in the south of Florida, the teams just start to make their way out of the tunnel. I'll run you through those again in a moment, once we are almost ready for kickoff. It's a little bit delayed though. There's nothing like waiting for Lionel Messi to make his way out of a tunnel. The anticipation that is on the lips of everybody here in Florida, waiting to see the man that they have all lined up to see. David Beckham brought him to America. And we are almost about to get ourselves underway with the formalities. The teams then that are making their way out. And as the teams just start to make their way out, as they turn to the centre of the pitch. Apologies for the slight delay to this game, to kick off. If you have been patiently waiting for this one to get underway, we are slightly delayed, but that is just the formalities of what we have come to expect this evening between these sides. We are just a few minutes away now from kickoff. All that preparation that a commentator can do to plan that 5-minute chat from going live to the game kicking off gets thrown in the air and has to improvise just a touch for the time being until the game can start to get a little bit closer to kickoff. So apologies if you think there's any interruptions over the last couple of minutes or so. It is just making sure that the game and the players were about to make their way out of the tunnel here. We were questioning whether there would be any concerns. New England Revolution playing in their blue strip this evening. Inter Miami in their bright pink kits. And they are almost ready to get themselves underway here. Rubial Vasquez has given penalties in plenty of games, 3 in 6 this season. He's also given 3 red cards as well. In these first 6 games this season, he likes to be the centre of attention at times, does the referee. And he's going to have his hands full keeping on top of this game as well. 7 minutes delayed before the start of this contest, as are all the games that are going on in the MLS this evening. Should have kicked off at around 1:30. They're just taking their time due to various TV rights. Excuse me, just taking various times just to before the start of the fixture itself, so do bear with us whilst we are just waiting for the referee to finally go through the final formalities in the centre of the pitch. He's shaking the hands of the players, the captains in Gill and Messi shaking hands as well. We are very, very close to getting underway here in the MLS. Inter Miami at home, looking to get the first win of the season on home soil here at this new ground. They've played the majority of the time away from home. They are just one of 3 sides who have yet to win at home this season, but they have just played 2 with 8 of their games so far coming on the road with 5 wins, 7 of their games away from home, 5 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat. To their name in that time. We're moments away from kickoff. I've said that a few times here, but we are, I promise you, just about to get underway. The flares have gone, the smoke has lifted. The atmosphere here inside this just short of 27,000 seater stadium waits in bated breath for both of these two sides to finally get themselves underway and to put on a show. Oh, the crowd that has been rather patient, as have I believe, over the last 15 minutes or so. It's supposed to be a 5-minute gap I was supposed to fill before the start of the game. It's turned into 15 minutes. But once we do get you underway once more, I will run through those teams once again for your pleasure, as it has been a little bit of time since that was. But Messi with the armband waiting over on the left-hand side of the pitch. It's New England in their white strip, going to get us underway from left to right momentarily. And 15 minutes, 10 minutes later than expected, we are underway here in Miami, in south of Florida. And it's Lionel Messi's Inter Miami will be attacking from right to left in this first half, and New England Revolution in their all-white strip will be going from left to right. These games tend to have goals. Miami have scored 16 in their last 4 games against the New England Revolution. And it will be another game that they will be expected to pull out a result this evening as well. As it's with Inter Miami away to the right-hand side, just looking to press down this near side, bringing in Allen, who has to go back in towards Mikel and just wins a throw in on the halfway line. So early 60 seconds into this game, and it is Inter Miami on the ball over on the far side. It's Sinclair who is the goalkeeper for Inter Miami. Lujan, Falcon and Mikel the back 3. The 4 in midfield, Mura, De Paul, Ochoa who comes in for Segovia, and Allen, Messi and Suarez both up front alongside Bertarame on this left-hand side. It's Silva who has the ball for the home side. Retreats back towards his goalkeeper, who just start again and will just work it. Try and work it from right to left, feed it down the channels, looking for a little bit of space to go into. But it's Inter Miami. They are the ones who will be on everyone's lips this evening. Apologies for the late 2 kickoff. I believe it was because this game and a few of the others are on Apple TV this evening. Please don't go to there. Keep and listen to us this evening. It's an excellent contest. We're 2 minutes in. And New England Revolution, if you didn't hear the team earlier, it's Matt Turner in goal, the American goalkeeper, the World Cup #1 for the USA, the former Arsenal Crystal Palace man, starts in goal for New England Revolution. The back 4 of Feingold, Collar, Fofana and Sands. Midfield 3 of Rains, Gill and Yusuf, Yao, Turgeman and Miller, the 3 up front. And Gill, the man in the midfield for the away side, is certainly going to be a huge threat, as he always is against the New England Revolution. 4 goals, 6 assists. He scored against Atlanta last week. He's also an absolute penalty maestro as well, scoring his last 16 penalties. He's only missed 2 of the 22 that he has taken in his career. It's a wonderful record that he does have. I'll keep you up to date as well with the other scores that are going on currently around the MLS, with Columbus Crew, Philadelphia Union playing as well, DC United, Orlando City and Cincinnati, New York Red Bulls all kicking off at the same time. Delayed kickoffs as well. 10 minutes we were delayed, so we are only 3.5 minutes in, and Luis Suarez down the left-hand side will win the first corner of the afternoon for Miami, whose fans here, they haven't had a team to support for too long, but they are certainly fanatical fans. There's a lot of people in pink. It is a wonderful kit that Inter Miami have. It's something that David Beckham has done really well with this club. He's seen the great things that happen over in Europe. He's taken that wonderful Palermo style kit as Messi takes the corner kick short, just brings it sideways in towards Allen. Looks a little more central to try and cross it towards the far side, in towards the box, and then another good interception at the back, this time from Turgeman. Normally the man up top at the other end doing the defensive work, just to stop the cross going from right to left in towards this near side of the post. It's going to be a second corner kick, and Messi casually just walks over to try to come and take this corner kick. The last meeting between these two sides was a walkover by Miami, 4-1. They won when they were at Chase Stadium back in November, as Messi takes the corner kick, goes long towards the edge of the area instead, floats it back in towards this near side, looking towards Allen, who gets another cross in, but it just goes over the top of everyone. I think takes a flick on from a Revolution head and out for a throw, which Luis Suarez takes quickly. Brings it back inside towards Luhandras, hugging the touchline over on the far side, but the opening 5 minutes, it's been controlled possession from Inter Miami, and New England Revolution, I don't think have touched the ball when you are into your gambling. They don't give too many positive odds on New England Revolution getting a result, despite the fact they've come into this in fine feckle of form. 4 wins out of 4 in the MLS, and Columbus Crew leading against Philadelphia Union by 1-0 as well. The side that have gone from the Supporters' Shield winners to having a really tough start to the season. They lost their opening 6 games. They then picked up a win. 2 draws followed just to try and steady the ship, lifting them off the foot of the table, but losing already on the road to Columbus Crew. 6 minutes into that game there. In 6 minutes here, it's Messi trying to float it in towards Suarez on the edge of the area. Just knocked down and cleared back out, hacked away towards the halfway line, and first touch of the game goes New England Revolution's way, but the pocket has been picked, but they've done really well on this near side to win the ball back, and it was excellent work from Gil and Youssef in the middle. And it's Gil back on the ball now, sends it a little bit more centrally, looking towards Reigns, as Gil again just forced back towards the edge of his own area. That high press that Miami play, putting a lot of pressure on New England really early as a foul goes in on this near side, and have a bit of a breather and a respite as a tackle goes in from De Paul, the Argentinian. He's certainly not shy whatsoever. In the earlier games, Toronto lost at home to Atlanta. No win now in 4 for Toronto. Atlanta, second win of the season, lifting them off the foot of the East Conference. Montreal beat New York City FC as well by 1-0. 10-man New York City. Back-to-back wins for Montreal. No win now in 6 MLS games as well for New York City, who did have that incredible 4-4 result against Cincinnati. There were some wonderful results in the last round of fixtures, and LAFC beat Minnesota in the kickoff just before these rounds of fixtures have got underway this evening, winning by 1-0 at home. Miami on the ball over on the far side. It's Messi just getting hold of it. Captain, as always, got a stand named after him here as well. They really are trying to keep him for as long as possible. He's warming himself up though for the World Cup. He's trying to make a couple of accomplishments there. He'd love to go back-to-back with Argentina. It might be tougher for them. They did have an excellent qualification process though. Lionel Messi, 2 appearances off, notching up 200 for the national side. On this near side though, again is Allen. Just brings it back nicely in towards Silva. Looks down the line again towards Allen. That's flicked in, looking towards Suarez, who goes for the volley. Good save first time from the keeper. It's almost tucked away, but it goes back in towards Matt Turner's hands, and a grateful goalkeeper cradles the ball like a mother cradles a newborn baby. It was a wonderful ball from the left-hand side. Just picked out Allen, fed it back in towards the area, and there was Luis Suarez. Took one touch, and then on the volley, just tried to send it in towards the far corner of Turner's goal, but the keeper stood up really well. Suarez just connected with it a little bit better than he thought, but Turner with the ball now just sends it out of play on this near side, and it's going to be a throw in halfway inside the Revolution half. And one thing that New England certainly won't want to do this evening is to give Miami the ball wherever they can. They're going to have their backs to the walls the majority of the evening. The entirety of the Revolution team is within 15 yards of their own half, away to the left-hand side. But it's 9 minutes gone in this game that kicked off 10 minutes late, which was enjoyable for me, talking for 15 minutes when you do your pre-game prep for that little gap just before that 5-minute gap. So a lovely ball just tries to slip Messi in, just linking up really nicely in that 1-2 style that we've seen throughout the last 22 odd years of his career. here at this new stadium. The new stadium, as we can call it. There's claims going around, if you'll remember, after that first game, especially all the papers sensationalising the game, claiming Messi scored the first goal. As enjoyable as that would have been, it was actually Guilherme Biro of Austin. Messi did score 4 minutes later in that 2-2 draw. As New England have made a long journey here, 2,000 kilometres from Boston to Miami. It's a 3-hour flight. Don't ask how long it would be in a car. And from England, and back in England we certainly wouldn't travel that far. That would send you to the other side of Europe, as DC United have also asked Orlando to make a bit of a journey to them this evening as well, and it's the home side who lead by a goal to nil. The side that had Wayne Rooney just before he retired as well. Became a manager, Wayne Rooney, and didn't have too much of an enjoyable spell, as Miami still just controlling the ball, sent it towards the edge of the area, but it's cleared nicely by the Revolution defence, but just picked off the pocket by Luis Suarez, takes it towards the left-hand side towards Messi, goes for goal, but a good save by Turner towards his left-hand side, and he matched that ever so well, did the big American goalkeeper, the 31-year-old. He's not going to come up against Messi too many times in his career. The 38-year-old just picking it off at the edge of the area, linking up nicely with Suarez, and just tried to send it in towards the near post. Another good ball down the left-hand side from Allen, missed by Suarez. It just trickles its way through towards Turner in the goal. So an interesting start to this contest. Just short of 12 minutes gone. It's still 0-0. It's Miami who are just controlling the ball. New England haven't had the ball inside the Miami half in the opening exchanges of this game. It's domination central, but not on the scoreline, and that's what really matters. And New England will sense that if they can just hold off for as long as possible, then they do have opportunities. In the previous two games, they've both finished 2-2 here at this stadium, so it's not a fortress everyone would like it to be, but on this near side, the New England Revolution manager just screaming at his players as another long ball went down the left-hand side, and it was just a bit of a loose pass, but the Marko Mitrovic, the Serbian, who came through the ranks in the US national team, the US national team, up to the under-23s, before making the decision to go to the Revolution, who did have an excellent season a couple of years ago. In their supporters' shield on last season, that was Philadelphia Union, who were still losing by a goal still in the early stages of the game away at Columbus Crew. But again on the left-hand side, it's with Allen. Brings it back 10 yards inside the Revolution half, linking nicely in towards Suarez. Finds Messi on the edge of the area, has a bit of a turn, tries to take it onto his right-hand side, and he's not used to having too many options on his right, but he's hit them from anywhere. He can do absolutely anything when he hits that magic wand of a boot around it. But he's back with Allen, 10 yards off this near side touchline, just off the corner of the left-hand side of the Revolution area. Links up nicely in the middle again with Ochoa. Further back towards Falcon. Just playing it nicely and passing it sensibly towards the left-hand side. Patient, methodical plays. A cross comes in from Allen, but takes a deflection on the way through and straight into the hands of another grateful Turner. Away to the left-hand side, and Sinclair up the other end has just been watching this game in these opening exchanges. He hasn't had too much to do at all. If he sat down, he probably would have had just as much to do. As the long ball comes forward by the Revolution, and finally Sinclair does have something to do. The Canadian international number one. He's arrived from Minnesota. He was a 2025 MLS goalkeeper of the year. He's a commanding keeper. He's certainly one that will fit in well in this Miami side, who would love to win another MLS Cup this season. Well, they would dream of going back to back, but it's the Revolution now who have an opportunity to counter down the right-hand side of the space, running through the middle. It's going for goal from the edge of the area with Gill, and he set his sights, he saw the lights, And he just put it well wide, and it wasn't the most confident of efforts, but he just found himself breaking straight down the middle. There was options going left and right in Miller and Yao, who just spread themselves to try and draw the players out. Coming back to do the defensive work again was Bertarame. But Gill just set his sights on goal. He is the most reliable of the New England players, but on that occasion, having too much time on the ball. He used to always say it over in England, the Theo Walcott type of player. If you give him too much time on the ball, he won't make the right decision, but if you don't let him think too much, he'll normally produce a little piece of magic. Suarez doing excellent work on this near side to win a throw right on the halfway line and just get Miami back up the field after a brief spell of New England possession just inside the Miami half. But it's second against third here in the Eastern Conference clash. Miami second on 18 points, 5 wins, 3 draws, 1 defeat. New England third on 15, 5 wins and 3 defeats from their 8 games this season. But they do have that game in hand despite just being 3 points behind. But Inter Miami have the best record so far, unbeaten in their last 8. They are just one of 3 teams, though, that haven't won at home this season. As the fans make their way in, continue still to make their way in, a little bit late over on the far side. And a lot of them do just come just for a sight of Lionel Messi. Had a shot earlier on in the game that was matched well by Turner, but 16 minutes gone in this contest, still 0-0 here in South Florida. Hoyos is a man that Messi knows well after Mascherano did leave. He's known as his footballing godfather of Lionel Messi. As the ball comes towards the left-hand side, towards Allen once again, a little flick on the way through as an attempt went through and it just couldn't quite be connected well enough there by DePaul in the middle and goes out for a goal kick away to the left-hand side. Well, for a moment I thought that came off the back of a Revolution player. Well, Miami, they will have their own hopes to get themselves an MLS Cup this season. They were knocked out of the CONCACAF Champions Cup in March after losing 2 league leaders in the round of 16. Nashville on away goals rule, something that hasn't been seen in the top European competitions for quite some time, and it is something that when you realise it has gone, it does benefit and add quite a lot of enjoyment to the game. But it has also had some wonderful games reproduced by it, so you take the rough with the smooth, the peaks and troughs of the different types of setup these two have, as Miami just creep their way inside the Revolution half, but just a little bit too slow. They're not really producing the pace in the areas that matter in the opening stages of this game, and New England Revolution haven't had to do too much in terms of defensive work. They're just keeping their shape, just stopping Miami putting the crosses into the boxes. Mainly been coming from Allen on this left-hand side. But so far, so good from the away side keeping. Messi and co at bay, alongside Suarez, a 39-year-old Uruguay legend, ex-Liverpool, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid man. Finds his way on the ball, looking to flick it around the corner towards the left-hand side. Manages to retrieve it back in towards Messi, who can't get the cross back in towards the box, looking for the return ball in towards Luis Suarez. And it will be another corner kick on this near side to Inter Miami. And all of a sudden the fans here start to get themselves a little bit more excited as Messi makes his way over towards his near side. The third corner of the evening for the home side, dressed in that wonderful pink kit. Messi with that wand of a left boot sends it towards the near post, flicked on towards the far side, but it's a glancing header across that corridor of uncertainty. It will be another corner kick from the far side. For Miami, and Messi will come across to take this one as well. As the pressure just starts to mount a little bit on the away side, and coming in on that near post to felt it the most was Feingold. As Messi makes his way over from one side to the next to take the corner kick. Look to try and swing it in towards the near post, but he's once again dealt with by New England Revolution, and they'll clear the lines once again. So far so good, as we said, from the away side, but it's coming back down the right hand side again for Miami. 20 minutes gone in this game. A lovely little ball down the right, but it's good defensive work again, and DePaul just comes off him last and out for a corner kick away. For a goal kick down the left hand side to New England Revolution. Sends it long, looking for the run of Miller down the left. Gets the first header and the flick on, and there's almost an opportunity, but good work at the back from Silva just to make his way across from the left-hand side, just to do the clear-up work, and pushes it over towards Lujan, over on the far side, back towards St. Clair, the Canadian. Brings it in on towards the edge of the area, towards the Brazilian Mikel Silva. Down the left-hand side it goes towards Allen, and just playing it just inside their own box. Now at the moment, Miami back with St. Clair inside his 6-yard box under a little bit of pressure, but he just manages to find its way forward, gaining a bit of territory. And the long rangy ball looks to go down the far right hand channel, but it's retrieved back, and then the free kick will go Miami's way, with DePaul just taking a little bit of a shove in the back. So halfway inside this first half, it's still 0-0 between these two sides. It's Messi on the ball once again, linking in with Suarez. Comes back in towards the centre circle towards Ochoa, who's passes a bit of a loose one. It's just picked up by Reigns, moved across towards the left hand side, and linking up nicely on the right towards Youssef. Opens up the space again towards Feingold, who just makes his way up the pitch on this right hand side. The dominantly right back, the 25-year-old Israeli. He's featured prominently against Atlanta. He's an energetic modern wing back. He retreats all the way back towards his goalkeeper, away to the left hand side. Turner just taking his time to make a decision about what he wants to do here, trying to draw a couple of the Miami players forward, but his long ball gets given away towards Allen, but an excellent sliding tackle by Feingold to win it back, and now the space opens up for Gill on this right hand side. Plenty of attacking options. Feingold goes round the right hand side, option for him if he can find the ball down the right hand channel, brings it back in towards Feingold, tries to get the cross in towards the area, but it's dealt with rather comfortably and hugging their own byline away to the right hand side. They're just controlling this game, Miami, but they've given the ball away towards New England, who are just trying to grow themselves in this contest, get themselves a little bit of momentum, showing some signs of spirit after weathering what was a large possession storm in the opening half of the first half of this game. But it's with Gill, just tries to wriggle free and move away on this near side from Ochoa, who was just sticking to him like flies. Stick to a fruity drink. I was going to say something. That's probably not the best way to go about a game, but he's back with Gill. Lends it towards the middle of the area. Opportunity he can try and wriggle free. Comes back towards Gill, but he just can't unleash a strike there. And for a moment or two, it was like going on a third date. Everybody knew what was happening, but on that occasion, he just couldn't quite tuck it away. And New England have the ball again, and all of a sudden it's Miami who are sitting inside their own half and having to do the defensive work, as Lionel Messi, the highest man up the pitch, just forces New England back towards Turner in the goal. And if Gill had connected with that ball, you would have expected the net to have bulged, but it wasn't to be. But a mistake at the back, almost given away towards New England as the man goes down on this near right hand side. And Yao, he's taking a bit of a blow in his face, and it's Falcon who's going to take a little bit of the wrath off the referee, who comes across to have a word, and Marko Malkovic trying to protest to the referee. It was Alan, who just waved his arm in the face of Yao. But if anything, it was Yao who committed the foul on Alan, just gave him a bit of a shove in the back, and in doing so just took a little bit of a whack in his face. Nothing too untoward about that. And we're back underway. 25 minutes gone in this game. 0-0 is the scoreline. Inter Miami were founded back in 2018. The co-owners include David Beckham. He began playing in the MLS in the 2020 season, winning the MLS Cup in 2025. The pink and black kit that they do have, nicknamed La Rosa Negra, the Black Rose. As New England win the ball inside their own half, stretching his legs down the left-hand side is Yusuf once again, but just runs out of room and into a little bit of traffic, but receives the ball again just inside the Miami half over on the far side. The little run goes through, if it can be picked off, and it is an excellent run, linking nicely in towards Miller. There's two options just behind him, and he's going to win. He's going to go out for a goal kick. I thought it was going to be a corner kick. Gill just held the ball and then sent it through. It looked like it may have gone too late in towards Miller, who made that run, just trying to get themselves goal side behind the back of the Miami defence. And it was a good first touch from Miller, but the second just went away from him a couple of yards too far and gave Miami the goal kick as Suarez wins a free kick 5 yards inside his own half as he shows his protestations to the referee, asking for a yellow card against Feingold, who has been bright across the opening stages of this game. He's a tall, imposing figure, as is Silva at the back with the ball now. It's entered in towards DePaul. The Argentinian former international sends it across in towards Lujan. Finds Mora over on the far side in towards Lionel Messi. That amazing jinking run. Just tried to start one, but just decides against it as he just ran out of a little bit of space over on the far side himself. Back in towards DePaul in the middle. The World Cup winner with Argentina, former Atletico Madrid man. He scored against Real Salt Lake last week. He's the engine in the midfield of this team. No Alba, no Busquets anymore to play alongside Messi at the moment. He still has his best friend in Luis Suarez playing alongside him. He is struggling, Luis Suarez, to keep his body still going. Has to have a few breaks here and there. DePaul just shifts it over towards the right hand side as Miami just tried to get the control of the game once again. After New England just progressed, but they've won the ball back inside their own half and trying to bring it away again is Yusuf, but he just loses out after a heavy touch, and Fofana with the man with the last one just trying to send it forward in hope more than an expectation of it finding anyone in white, but he's back with those in pink in the centre circle. Still 0-0 between Cincinnati and the New York Red Bulls. DC United leading against Orlando and Columbus Crew, also still leading by a goal to nil as well. Allen on the near side, just hugging the touchline under plenty of pressure from Yao, who just steals the ball and sends it back in towards the middle, looking towards Yusuf once again, continues it over towards the left-hand side towards Sands, who's making a stride, breaks in towards the Miami half over on the left-hand side and then just stops and brings it back. And whenever New England do get hold of the ball, there is an opportunity to counter, but it's not the quickest, and it does allow Miami to get plenty of men behind the ball. But they do have an opportunity to cross it from Feingold on the near side. Decides against going in towards the box as there, frankly, is nobody in the box for New England. Flings it towards the edge of the area towards Tugerman, who takes a little bit of a heavy touch and then goes down under if challenged, but the referee Rubiel Vasquez waves play on in the middle of the park. And Tugerman is still now just holding that right calf of his. It was a tough tackle from Allen. Didn't have too much of an impact on the back of his calf. I think he was playing more for the free kick than anything else, and the referee a little bit more wise to it as he has to be in this game. The referee who In his opening 6 games, given 3 red cards and 3 penalties, so he's certainly not afraid to make big decisions. As it's again with Feingold, tries to send it in the middle, looking for Tuggerman once again, who's back to his feet as a slide tackle goes in, and pointing to the ball as it was an excellent tackle from Allen once again, and it's now Miami trying to stretch the legs with Messi, just runs into a little bit of trouble as Yusuf just has his foot, but wins the ball back on the second attempt and then runs into Collar, who finds Gill on this near side, gets himself back in towards the middle under a little bit of pressure again from a couple of pink shirts, but it opens up on this near side towards Yao. He's got space to run into, drives towards the right corner of the area, he's got 2 towards the left hand side, goes for the far side, tries to lob the goalkeeper in Sinclair, and Yao tried to be tricky. Sinclair stayed on his line, stayed alert. In the end it was meat and drink for the goalkeeper, but for a moment a little bit of trickery. New England win the free kick halfway inside their own half. 15 minutes then to go before half time in what has been, it started as an exciting affair with Inter Miami attacking. New England Revolution have slowly got themselves into the game, and that is building a little bit of frustration for those in pink. Messi and DePaul both having conversations with the referee, saying shirts were being pulled, and the referee has actually given it the free kick in the end to Miami, and he initially indicated that it was a free kick for New England, but decides to change his mind after having a word with Messi and DePaul. I'm sure his mind was changed just before. Messi, a quiet figure, as always, captain, but a quality player who we will never see the likes of ever again. The 38-year-old with Yao once again on this near right hand side, going to try and drive towards the area, tried to chip the keeper last time, tries to drive it at goal on this occasion, but it's high wide and it's not very handsome from the number 7. The 23-year-old American, he's got 2 goals to his name this season in the 7 games that he has played. He's got an assist as well. He's got direct running, which we have seen in the last couple of minutes or so, but his final product hasn't really been there. As we mentioned, Lionel Messi, we'll mention him plenty of times this evening. He might be 38, but the remarkable thing is how little the essence of him has changed. The legs may not cover the ground quite as often, but the picture in his head is still clearer than anybody else's. The 8 Ballon d'Ors, a World Cup, 2 Copa America, 6 European Golden Boots, more than 900 senior career goals. Barcelona's greatest ever scorer, Argentina's greatest ever scorer. Now the man who has transitioned into Miami from an ambitious project into a global football story. He does not need to dominate every minute to decide a match. He can drift, he can scan, wait, and then with one touch of that left boot, bend the whole game to his will. Barcelona became the greatest club footballer of his generation. With Argentina, he completed the one story people said was missing. And in Miami, even at this stage of his career, he's still doing what he always has done, making the extraordinary feel almost routine. He scored against Zambia for Argentina in his last game. He's a man that has never played against England. As an Englishman, that has always been something that I've been quite sad about not seeing. Denied the home of football, the greatest. He's played against the likes of Angola twice, Zambia twice, Liechtenstein twice, which is crazy for Argentina, but never played against England, which I'm sure he would love to in his career. And if things go right in the World Cup for both sides, they may face each other in the latter stages of the competition. I think it would come in about the semi-final stage if both sides were to get that far, but being an Englishman, I always go in with hope, but it's the hope that certainly kills you. But right now it's the pressure from New England Revolution that's killing any Miami attack as they have the ball towards the right hand side inside the Miami half. There's 7 behind the ball in pink, but it's Yao on this near side, brings it back in towards Yusuf, just slowing it down and trying to get the game into their momentum as they have done over the last couple of minutes or so. It's Gill who sends it in towards Feingold, who strides down that right hand channel, lays it back nicely in towards Yusuf once again, finds Gill, who is under a little bit of pressure, and there's just no real movement coming from New England here, and Gill trying to just work it in towards Feingold instead. Back towards Yao, who goes for goal once more. And his third attempt in a matter of minutes goes high and wide over the bar for the second time in a matter of moments as well. In the early MLS season, it's already thrown up plenty. Nashville look the genuine contenders. LAFC have built their start on a ridiculous defensive record. Philadelphia have gone from Supporters' Shield winners to a poor start. 5 points from the last 3 games has slightly redeemed the none they got from the opening 6. Miami are under pressure after another early CONCACAF Champions Cup exit. Out west, San Diego look like they've avoided any second season dip. San Jose are making a real leap under Bruce Arena. The Real Salt Lake's youngsters are grabbing their chance. Then you've got Musa flying for Dallas. Toronto trying to spend their way back into relevance, and Orlando hitting reset with Pereira gone and Griezmann still to come. The MLS certainly gets more exciting as the seasons go on. It was David Beckham who gave it the huge name when he went over all those years ago. We have seen the likes of Pele back in the 70s as well, which 70s, 80s, which was a rather remarkable feat at the time. Then the likes of Thierry Henry, Robbie Keane all came over as well for New York Red Bulls and LA Galaxy, who had plenty of the quality at the time, but they have since dropped off, with plenty of other clubs picking up some of the real quality that is around. And it is certainly a place that people and players are willing to go to. It doesn't have the fact that Saudi Arabia has, which might have more money there, but the lifestyle certainly isn't one that a lot of players, particularly South Americans, Europeans, and North Americans, would be too used to. It's the first change. Looks like it may be being made here on the near side, and it's going to be for New England. It's going to be an enforced change as Luca Langoni, the Argentinian winger who's got 6 assists to his name this season, dropped to the bench for this game. Just readies himself on the near side. Feingold is back to his feet. Langoni, the 24-year-old, just gets himself prepared on the near side, so it is looking like we are going to see a change. With 7.5 minutes to go before half-time here, it hasn't been a classic whatsoever in Miami in this opening half. Miami just working it forward with DePaul. Moves it across towards the right-hand side. Patient play once again from those in pink. Two sides sitting near the top of the table, not really showing why they are up there. New England won the last 4 into Miami, unbeaten in their last 5 in all competitions, and it's through toward Lionel Messi, who tries to go for goal and just can't quite get it on target, just couldn't quite get it out of his feet, striding forward down the right hand side. Wonderful link-up play. It was slow, methodical, played in towards Suarez right on the edge of the D, and as we've seen, DePaul in towards Suarez, through towards Messi. Normally yields a goal, but on that occasion the little man from Rosario just couldn't quite tuck it home in towards the far corner. He connected with it well, but the 10-man of New England Revolution, as Feingold still waiting to get himself back onto the pitch on the near side. He has now come back on, almost found themselves a goal down on the road. They found themselves down a few times already this season. They've got more points from losing positions than anybody else in the division. 9 points they've already got from losing positions. It shows they do have vulnerability at the back, but they certainly have the firepower to bring themselves back into games into Miami. They beat Real Salt Lake just 4 days ago by 2-0. DePaul and Suarez getting the goals inside 2 minutes as he slipped through in towards the area on the left hand side. Fed in towards Allen, sends it back towards the edge of the area again, just this time looking for Murat, who came in. He's been rather quiet over on that far side. All the work for Miami has come on this left-hand side. It was Allen who slipped it in towards the left, just tried to feed it then in towards Murat, who came across, just didn't quite get the connection that he would have wanted. And it was an easy clearance in the end for New England. 5 minutes then to go before half-time, before that game against Real Salt Lake. They also pulled out a 3-2 win against Colorado Rapids. Messi brace, including that 79th minute winner in what was Hoyos' first game 8 days ago. They drew to New York Red Bulls 2-2. Before that, failing to hold on to that second half lead here at this stadium. But they are unbeaten in 8 with 5 wins, 3 draws. They only lost the season coming on the opening day against LAFC. As the goal has gone in between Cincinnati and New York Red Bulls with the home side. Cincinnati leading by a goal to 0 there. It is Devin Denke, the man who has given the home side the lead in that contest. For DC United, it was Jackson Hopkins who scored, and for Columbus Crew, it was Max Arster 5 minutes into that game, of which all those other 3 games that kicked off at the same time are all 1-0 to the home side. But it's Miami who've had the better opportunities in this game, particularly from Messi, who's had a shot from the edge of the box, then really should have done better with his effort on the right-hand corner of the penalty area moments ago. He's back on the ball again once more, just tries to ding it towards the right-hand side, but Yusuf just sticks out a good strong left leg and just denies Messi a little bit of a run through. Comes back out towards the Maestro on the left-hand side, just to flick it back in by Moura, back towards the little Argentinian. But cleared out towards the far side of the cross. Comes in this time from Luhan and dealt with comfortably on the edge of the area. Just didn't have the pace to get through. Just over 3 minutes to go into Miami. Will look forward to their next game at home. They've got 3 games in 4 on home soil. After this one, they've got Chicago Fire, who they welcome to town on the 2nd of May before travelling up to New York City on the 9th. Before coming back and welcoming DC United a week later for New England. Well, they come into the back of this with 4 straight wins against Atlanta, Columbus Crew and DC United, the last 3, conceding just 2 goals in those 3 games. Gone from behind 3 times this season. They've got the potential to do great things, Mitrovic has said. They've got 2 home games in a row after this game as well, against Charlotte FC and Philadelphia Union. They'll be expected to pick up some points against both of those 2 sides before heading over to Canada. The game against Toronto, which isn't too far from Boston in terms of MLS travel. It's not like going from Vancouver down towards Orlando, which is a heck of a journey. New England have travelled the 2,000 kilometres south to this game and have so far been so good. They've kept Miami at bay in the opening 45 minutes. No Leo Campana for New England, the man who played for Miami, got 32 goals in 100 games for them. Was sold for just over $3 million back in December 2024, an MLS record domestic deal at the time. And he was a doubt before the game with that lower body injury, and he is a doubt as well, potentially for the next game as well, as he hasn't been able to get himself fit for this one. 90 seconds then to go, plus any stoppage time to be added on, as which there may be about 2 or 3 minutes, you would imagine, over in Brazil. Sao Paulo and Mirasol's 0-0 after 25 minutes. But down the left-hand side is Sands, who's just able to stretch his legs, but Miami are able to get players back towards the edge of their own box. Is there an opportunity here for New England to try and put a little bit of pressure on St. Clair in the goal? The best opportunities for the away side have come from Yao, who's had a few pop shots from the edge of the area for Marko Mitrovic's men. He's 15 years of coaching experience. He coached the Serbian under-20s to win the 2015 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. He guided the USA to the quarterfinals of the Paris 2024 Olympics as well. He's elevated Revolutions from a slow 2025 start. But just one away win in his tenure prior to last week, with Atlanta being that breakthrough for the Serbian manager. As the half-time just starts to make its way to a close, it isn't one that will be one for the memory or the record books. As Miami work it back towards St. Clair over on that right-hand side. Feeds it nicely in towards Silver, and a little bit of pressure from Yao, but just managed to escape that by just shuffling away to his right-hand side. Feigned to go to his left towards the touchline, and instead brought it back into where the space was and back towards his goalkeeper. Ships it across further from left to right in towards Lujan. Able to stride forward as those in white just sitting back and getting themselves back into position inside their own half. 2 minutes of added time have been put on by the fourth official. Marcos de Olivier down on this near side. It's over with Messi, but just loses out to the ball again, and it's gone out for a throw-in to the home side, taken quickly by Moura. Back towards Lujan. Feeds it central once more into Ochoa. Back in towards Messi, who tries to find Suarez, who can't get his feet right and just stumbles over the ball, as it's easily dealt with again by New England to come away with the ball. And it's been excellent defending, but they have just given it away as the pocket's been picked by Suarez in towards Messi. Chance for him at the edge of the area, but it's a good attempt, but matched well by Turner down to his right-hand side, and he just couldn't quite find the corner he was aiming for there, Messi. And New England for a moment with almost the makers of their own downfall, giving the ball away. The pocket was picked. It was Suarez recovering from losing the ball moments ago, just stealing it from Collar. 10 yards off the edge of their own area, straight in towards Messi. Takes one touch on his right, draws it on to his left, and just looks for the bottom right-hand corner of Turner's goal, but just couldn't do more than trouble the keeper, who got down ever so well. Did the 31-year-old. He held on to it tightly once more. There's just 15 seconds to go then before the end of the first half, and at one end Messi, who signed in July 2023, he's the reigning MVP at 38 years old, having the best opportunities for the home side. Yao with the best for the away side, but nothing for either of these two sides to shout about inside the opening 45 minutes of this contest. We didn't have that substitute in the end, as Feingold was back and Langoni with his shirt back on, but he may come on for the second half. But that is the end of the first half here, as the referee Rubiel Vasquez blows his whistle. Not the most entertaining of fixture here in the south of Miami. Miami having the better opportunities, with Messi from the edge of the area forcing Turner into making a couple of good saves. At the other end, Yao's had a couple of pop shots from the edge of the box, but nothing to really trouble Dane St. Clair in the goal. It's 0-0 here at half-time, hoping the second half gets a little bit better. But in Miami, it's all square at the interval. half here at the new stadium. I will run you through the teams in just a moment, as we have had a change for both sides, with Allende coming on for Inter Miami and Langoni making his way on as well for New England Revolution. But we are just still waiting for a couple of players to make their way out, predominantly the ones for Inter Miami, who are just waiting for Lionel Messi inside the dressing room. And finally, the man who walks into the ground where you can see his name on the stand on the other side makes his way out. Neymar is in attendance this evening as well, watching on his former two teammates who had a wonderful spell with at Barcelona, tried to replicate it with Messi at PSG alongside Mbappe, who I don't want to have seen his career is being altered as soon as he leaves. And as soon as he left PSG, they won the Champions League and could win it back-to-back. He moved to Real Madrid to try and win a Champions League, and it's failed to do so. We're almost underway then here for the second half. Messi just doing his boots up in the middle of the pitch. I'll run you through the teams in just a moment. Before I'll keep you up to date as well with all the games going on inside the second half. Columbus Crew scored a second just before half-time, as well as Cincinnati against New York Red Bulls. 2-0. The home side's leading that game. DC United and Orlando City have just kicked off the second half as well, leading by a goal. 2-0 there. There has been change for both sides here. At half-time, Allende coming on for Inter Miami. Feingold came off for Langoni for New England Revolution as well. A change that seemed to have been in the making for around about 15-20 minutes in that first half. But he finally does make his way on. The 24-year-old Argentinian ex-Boca Juniors player. He's got 6 assists to his name. He was dropped to the bench this evening, which was quite a surprise call from Mitrovic. Well, he could well be the game changer. Now he is back on the pitch as well, but it's on this near left-hand side for New England, who made just that one change with Turner in goal. Langoni on the right of a back four. Kola, Fofana and Sands, the other three that make up that back line up. Reigns, Gill, Yusuf in the midfield with Yao, Tugerman and Miller. There's three that are up front, and it's still a beautiful evening here in Miami. It's around about 24 degrees still in the air. You can see why certain players do come. I was down in Florida just 2 weeks ago with family as well. The weather wasn't too kind to us on that occasion. A little bit of rain as took the niece and nephew. They flew over to join us out here. We went to Florida to see Mickey and all friends that they could find in and around there, although they are getting to that age where they are starting to disbelieve at times. It was Allen who made his way off at half-time for Allende on the left-hand side. He's been quite busy in those early stages of the first half. Was Allen. And down the left-hand side, New England win themselves a corner kick, taken quickly, brought back towards the right-hand side, in towards Gill. Tries to shuffle it on towards his right, gets a shot away, but it's blocked by the second man. Only as far as Langoni once again, who has an effort, but it's straight down the throat of St. Clair. But that's much better from New England to start off the second half. From the corner kick, really nicely worked in towards this near side. Nicely played in towards Gill, who just shuffled it onto his right-hand side, feigned to go left, continued it onto his right, and in doing so just put a little bit of pressure on the Miami Miami back line and the goalkeeper Sinclair had his first save to make, but it's Miami on the ball once again with Sinclair in goal. Lujan, Falcon and Silva, the back three. Mura de Paul, Ochoa and Allende, who's come in, the Argentinian winger. Plenty of those in and around the league at the moment. Started last week, dropped to the bench this evening in place of Ochoa in the midfield, and Suarez also coming in for Segovic as well. And he starts up front, right in the middle with Messi on the right and Berterame on the left-hand side. But just inside their own half for Miami once more with Silva. Sends it across towards the left-hand side, hugging the touchline is Allende, who gets his first touch of the ball in the afternoon. The other games that have also kicked off around about 8 minutes ago. They kicked off 10 minutes later than expected as well, just like we did in the first half, which means we are only 4 minutes into the second half. There was only 2 minutes added on. If you have just joined us for the second half, all the games were delayed by 10 minutes. Austin are against Houston Dynamo. League leaders Nashville are at home to Charlotte. Chicago Fire also at home to Sporting Kansas City, and St. Louis City go against the San Jose Earthquakes, hoping to shake it up down in St. Louis, but hoping to shake it up here is New England. Breaking towards the left-hand side is Yusuf once again. Just tries to wriggle himself free of two, sends it nicely in towards Gill, gets on the left-hand corner of the area, halfway inside the box, but then he's just forced out by Lujan, and with a bit of support from DePaul as well, they'll come away with the ball nicely, will Miami. On this near right-hand side, fed nicely in towards Allende. Ships it across in towards the middle, looking for the run of Suarez. Can't quite get the first touch, but does finally fall towards Messi, who wiggles free and gets past Reigns and moves it towards the left-hand side. It's passed, though, just a little bit too far behind Berterame, who can't quite get hold of the ball. New England will get their foot on the pedal and start making their way forward. New England going from right to left in this second half. Miami from left to right. I say I'll keep you up to date with all the scores, and it is San Jose who have made that first impact against St. Louis, leading by a goal to nil on the road as the tackle goes in right on the edge of the Miami box, but the referee Vasquez just waves it away, and no protestations though from any New England players, especially Reigns, who felt the brunt of that tackle for New England, who were founded back in 1995, a charter MLS member from the league's launch, owned by Robert Kraft, who also owns the New England Patriots, got themselves to the Super Bowl before losing out back in late January. But a lovely through ball on this right-hand side up Chief for Miami, and they find the breakthrough, but the linesman's flag goes up on the near side. It was Allende who found himself through behind the back line. It was a wonderful ball, just slipped through the back. He found himself goal side, one touch, brought it a little bit more central, and then just hammered it into the roof of the net. But it's not to be, and it is offside. He did look a couple of yards offside initially, but looking at that second on the replay that has just been given here inside the stadium, that could be rather close. And VAR is certainly going to need to take a look at that one. When it was played through, it was ever so quick. It looked like Langoni, the man on the far side, just about maybe keeping him onside, but VAR have ruled that it is offside. No long checks needed. He looked like he was miles offside when it was first played, but on replay, you can just see how quick he got behind the back line. That was ever so close. I'd love to see the lines getting drawn on that one, as New England come away with the ball. Fofana spreads it towards Langoni on the right-hand side. Gets away with one by what we thought he may have just kept on. The other man who came on at the same time as him from the subs bench. As a flick around the corner over on the far side, goes out for a throw-in to Miami halfway inside their own half, and they'll just want to settle themselves down a little bit. New England in this second half, under plenty of pressure, but they're doing better than they tend to do against Inter Miami. In the last 4 games, they've conceded 16, including 4 at Chase Stadium back in November. New England They've made that 2,000-kilometre journey from Foxborough. Putting on, a good show of themselves in this game, and they're just warming themselves into it as time goes on. It's Oris's first game on home soil. He's hoping that tonight they can convert their form into a result at home. And they have the ball, and they're trying to just move it towards this near right-hand side with Lujan. 18 goals in 9 MLS matches as well this season. Have Inter Miami the joint leading tally. Lionel Messi with 7 of those, 8 and 10 across all club competitions. The reigning MVP, Golden Boot winner, times 3rd amongst all MLS scorers as well this season. But just loses out in the middle and driving forward down the left-hand side. It's Yao, but the referee is going to stop play as Allende just went in to a New England man a bit later on. But looking at that run earlier on, it was so close. And if they haven't drawn the lines on that, you really will question if they try to use eyesight more than anything. But 10 minutes into this second half, and I still really want to see how far that was offside on Allende. He looked a mile off from the moment the ball was played, but on second viewing, he looks so much closer. And the pacey, direct winger showing real quality there with an excellent finish, but it does remain 0-0. In this game so far between the sides that occupy the second and third spot in the East Conference. Going down the right-hand side, it's Tuggerman who has an aim from distance and forces St Clair into a save. And New England, they are getting themselves into a dangerous area and putting the pressure on. It's gone out for a throw and over on the far side as Austin have taken the lead against Houston in a Texas derby by a 1-0 there. As New England have a throw in level with the 6-yard box over on the far side. It's a long throw looking for the corner of the 6-yard box. He's given away on the edge of the area, and New England have the lead on the road. And it's a mistake at the back, which has allowed Carlos Gil to add another to his tally. And he haunts Inter Miami time and time again. It's his 5th goal against the South Florida team. He scored last week against Atlanta. He scored today as well. And Miami, who have had all the possession, have found themselves behind at home once again. It's Miami 0, New England 1, and what a tidy finish that was from Carlos Gil. It came from the throw-in over on the far side. It looked towards the goal scorer. Towards Reigns to Tuggerman for a moment. Falcon held on to him, won the ball, but it went through his legs and fell kindly towards Gil, who saw it just come through the back of Falcon. And on the edge of the 6-yard box, he just dinks it into the near right left-hand corner of St Clair's goal. The keeper couldn't do anything but watch. And Gil runs off to the corner celebrating. And a 33-year-old Spaniard knocks up his 2nd goal of the season. It's his 5th goal in 10 games against Inter Miami. 6 assists to boot. He haunts them every single time he plays against them. And the captain strikes first here at the new stadium. Miami trailing on home soil once more, as they have in their previous 2 games on home soil. They've both been drawn 2-2, and they're going to have to score 2 again if they want to see themselves pick up another 3 points. We're down the right-hand side, trying to whip it in towards the area, looking towards Suarez. His first touch, though, heavy in it, allows New England to clear in towards St Clair, who's 10-15 yards outside his box. Sends it in towards Yusuf. Yusuf has it taken off his feet by Gil. And Yusuf may have just come from distance from the halfway line as Tuggerman goes down once again. 15 yards inside the Miami half, and DePaul is having words with the referee Vasquez. Markovic is also having words with the referee as well. But a card does come out on this occasion for the Inter Miami man. In the other games around the grounds, Orlando have equalised against DC United. It's 1-1 in that game as well. Still 2-0 to Columbus Crew and 2-0 to Cincinnati from those goals that were scored inside the first half. And San Jose, 17 minutes gone, still leading by a goal to nil between Chicago Fire, Sporting Kansas and Nashville. Charlotte still 0-0 in those two games as well. 14 minutes gone inside the second half, still having a brief stoppage in play while Tugman needs to get back to his feet and himself. And again, the 22-year-old Israeli forward, 2 goals to assist to his name, scored against Atlanta last week as well. Sharp finisher, essential in that front three, and he finally does make his way back to his feet and off on the near side. And it will be a New England ball 10 yards from this near touchline, and it'll be Gill to take it, looking to go back towards Yusuf, and decides instead to look over the top down the left hand side, looking for it. The nice run of Yao, who keeps hold of the ball, feeds it back in towards Gill, did look offside, feeds it across, and it was just waiting to be tucked in at the far corner. It was Langoni who came in, racing into the box. The linesman's flag did go up in the end anyway to save the blushes of Miami. Yao did look a country mile offside Gill got a country mile offside as he got the return ball back from Tugerman. And his ball across the 6-yard box through that corridor of uncertainty, just waiting to be poked into the back of the net from Langoni. He was actually a good 2 or 3 miles offside was Yao. Messi on the ball, halfway inside the New England half, feeds it in towards the left-hand corner of the area. Messi trying to work it back in towards the penalty spot, but the ball couldn't quite find the return pass into the 38-year-old Argentinian, and Moura, who tried to feed it, the ball back into the box, comes across to take the throw-in. Brings it back towards Silver. It's not quite panic stations just yet for Miami, but it's certainly, they've got to apply a bit more pressure than they have in this second half. It's played in from the right-hand side, knocked out nicely towards the edge of the area, and a lovely back heel just to put it in towards the halfway line, but it's Falcon who just sends it on the volley back to Sinclair on the edge of his own box. The keeper who wears 97, making his 10th appearance of the season, the Canadian international, but given away inside the Revolution half into those in white as Gill tries to loft it forward to the runner again. Langoni going in behind the back line, but the pass was just too far and easy for the goalkeeper to pick it up. And Nashville have had a wonderful start to their season. Well, they were leading again against Charlotte at home. It's Hani Mukhtar who gets the goal. They won 4 of their last 5 games, leading again. On home soil, 7 wins and 1 draw from their opening 9 games it stands so far. But on this left-hand side, New England have their tails up. They're in excellent form as well, looking for their 5th win in a row and to stop the 8 unbeaten of Miami. As it's back with Tugerman, has a bit of a pop shot from the edge of the area, but it's easily dealt with by the first man. Brought out towards this near side. Towards Allende. A little bit too far behind him, and he just has to go back and retrieve the ball. Brought inside by DePaul into the Revolution half on this near right-hand side. But it's a little bit too slow at the moment from Miami. They're progressing up the pitch nicely, but they haven't looked as threatening in this second half as they did in the first half. Over on the far left-hand side, it's with Moura, who switched sides with Allende once he came on at half-time. Allen occupied the left in the first half. Plenty of the ball went down that left-hand side, and it's just not having the same effect in this second half. And Allen did have a wonderful first half, and it's a bit of a surprise that he was taken off, the 21-year-old American. He's a homegrown start. Wednesday's appearance against Real Salt Lake was 119th, surpassing Drake Callender for most in Inter Miami history, the academy product for half-time as Messi just looks to float it in towards the area. He's headed back out towards the edge of the box towards Yusuf, who just tries to wriggle free again of DePaul and does excellently and just shift it towards the left-hand side, down the channel and down the left-hand line, finds space nicely in towards Yao, who just runs into Falcon and has to retreat back again towards the halfway line to bring Tugerman back on the ball, and it would just be a little bit slower from Gill. Moves it across towards Reigns over on that far side. Back again towards the halfway line, and it's certainly what we're going to see for the remainder of this half. Here's New England Revolution just trying to keep hold of the ball as much as they can. They know they have to keep Miami off it if they want to see the 3 points go back up north from the end of this game. And they have an opportunity again on the left-hand side, and with Gill right on the edge of the area, and instead of going for a shot, he's gone for a cross, and that's a really strange decision from the Spaniard. He found himself in an excellent position on the left-hand side of the box, right on the edge, and instead of just having a go for goal, he decided to try and cross it across the edge of the box to the runner that came from the far side in Reigns, who had a bit of a wild volley attempt to sort of Paolo Di Canio-esque, going for goal from distance, or from a bit of height, just to drag his leg behind him. But comfortable as it stands in this second half for New England, leading by a goal to nil on the road at the new stadium. They had under plenty of pressure in the first half, particularly on possession, and Falcon doing plenty more pressure on Tugerman, but gives away the free kick. Vasquez awards it to the man who's been in the wars in this second half, the 22-year-old Israeli. Falcon trying to protest with the referee once again, and as time trickles on, it goes into New England's favour, leading on the road by a goal to nil. 25 minutes to go in this game as Tugerman was tugged off the ball for a moment once more by Falcon. The referee this time allowing the game to play on. Given away on the left-hand side by those in white to Silva. Brings it in towards DePaul, who's just striding forward, looking for the pass towards the edge of the area in towards Messi, but read really well by Yusuf, and just half clears it towards the halfway line, but it's turned even quicker towards Moura on the left-hand side. Back again in towards DePaul, 10 yards off the edge of the box, right in the centre of the pitch. In towards Messi. Puts it onto that trusty left boot, just dinks it forward, a little bit further forward in towards Ochoa, who just loses his footing and asks Messi to do a little bit of recovery work. And in doing so, alongside Berterame, the free kick goes the way of New England once again, and it has been a masterclass in defending from New England in this game. They haven't given an inch to this Miami side whatsoever. They've conceded four less than into Miami. Nashville at the top conceded just 4 goals in the Eastern Division. Chicago Fire, they've conceded 8, but Nashville, they do like to score, and they've scored another as they lead by 2 goals to nil against Charlotte after 25 minutes in that game. I'll let you know who has scored that when it does come through, and Orlando City have turned it around against DC United on the road. They lead now by 2 goals to 1 with 2 goals in 10 minutes. Second one from Tyrese Spicer after Justin Ellis equalised. There's a free kick. Again goes New England's way, and it's Langoni who goes into the referee's book, the half-time substitute. Just coming in a little bit later on the New England man. It's a good opportunity for them to put the ball into the box here and to test the keeper, Sinclair. But it was right on the edge of the box, and they'll even have an opportunity to shoot from just the left-hand side of the D as the referee has moved it a little bit further forward as well. There's going to be 5 in the wall. There's going to be 2 stood over this for New England if they can get a second goal here. One of those, so it wasn't Langoni who's been booked, apologies, it was Ochoa who's been booked. Just looking at the numbers on my sheet and just going straight off that rather than actually being sensible. It's Ochoa, the man that's gone in the book. Langoni certainly has it. Langoni standing over the free kick, hoping that he can add a goal. The second goal to his name this season. The goalkeeper Sinclair happy with his ball. There's 4 in the wall and 1 line just behind it. Langoni and Gill both stand over the free kick. It's been left towards Gill, but straight in towards the wall. And it's easy as you like for Inter Miami to clear the ball. But it's only as far as Gill towards the right-hand side. Tries to dance and wriggle free over on the far side against Messi, but Messi doing the defensive work. And the ball's tucked into the back of the net on this near side by New England. But the referee has already given the goal kick, the linesman, and now some reinforcements will be made. With Frey coming into the fray. Ochoa will make his way off as well for Planbeck. The two changes that have been made. Lujan, the right back, making his way off. Ochoa also coming off, and Planbeck and Frey both making their way on. The 19-year-old Planbeck, just his second appearance of the season for the young American Academy product, and Ian Frey as well, his fifth appearance of the season for the 23-year-old American. He offers versatile cover at the back, does Frey, but right now it's the other end that they need to be putting pressure on this New England side. The long ball comes from the left, and again it just goes over the top. It's just not been Lionel Messi's night whatsoever. He doesn't need more than one chance in a game, but the referee says it has taken an deflection on the way through. It's gone out for a corner kick. I thought he went out. Quite an obvious goal kick, but my eyesight from the middle of the pitch not as good as the referee's from close to the balls. It's played in towards the box. The header comes in, but it's over the top of the bar and into the stands behind the goal, and it's higher than Bob Marley and into the fans, who quickly throw the ball back onto the pitch towards Turner to get the game back underway. The ball in, though, it was an inviting cross from the near side. A peach of a ball from the corner. Well, coming across was Moura with the header, but just couldn't get it on target. Sending it long is Turner, just into the Miami half. 20 minutes to go, less than 20 minutes. Just over 19 as a free kick goes Silva's way, just having his shirt pulled over on the far side. And now New England will reciprocate and make their own substitutes as well. They'll make two changes, with Yao making his way off for Yule. It may just be the one change for the time being. It is just going to be the one change for the time being for New England. The 29-year-old American Yule makes his 8th appearance of the season, a veteran option in that defensive midfield role, and that's certainly what they're going to have to do in this game, as they've just had a little bit of a reshuffle. Tuggerman and Miller with the two up front. Yule will fit into that gap behind Rains, Gill and Youssef, just to try and hold off this Miami side as time goes on in this game. And it is Miami starting to progress further as a cross goes in, but it's just plucked out of the sky once again from Turner, who's having a comfortable game in the goal. He's commanding his box beautifully as he came off his line there and just plucked it out from the Stars. Miami come with the ball once again over on the far side, frantically just trying to make their way forward. They haven't done enough to put this New England side under too much pressure, but right now the bodies are back in numbers for those in white, trying to valiantly defend as the cross comes in from the right-hand side. It's going to be another corner kick to Miami. They've had plenty in this game, but they haven't made any count so far. As we start to wind down to the final moments of this game, we've just got over 17 minutes to play in this contest. Miami have to find at least 2 goals if they want to win. Messi comes across to take the corner kick on this occasion. Sends it short towards the corner of the area, towards the ball, goes round for the goal, and Turner just pushes it away towards the right-hand side, and then secondary cleared by Langoni, and out for a throw-in. But once again, the keeper had to be alert down to his right-hand side. Messi played the corner quickly in towards DePaul. DePaul just ran towards the edge of the D on the right-hand side. Just got his left boot around it, looking for the bottom right-hand corner, but Turner matched him well. Messi again down the right, flicked in towards the ball, goes for the cross, and then Suarez with the header. Can't direct it goalwards. In out for... It could be another goal kick, but it was an excellent save down the right from Turner. Moment to go. It's another corner kick on this near side. Messi takes it quickly in towards DePaul. Receives it back on the near right channel. Puts a lovely cross in, and it's an inviting cross. And it should have been tucked away from those in pink. What a ball that was from the right-hand side from DePaul. He put it on a button. Just waiting to see the net bulge right on the edge of the 6-yard box. And it was Allende, the man, who really should have tucked it home. The first half sub did ever so well to get towards the edge of the 6-yard box. He peeled off his man. They're asking questions, though, of this defence now. Are into Miami, but they need to ask. They're asking the questions, but they need to get some answers to those questions. It's again on this near right-hand side. First half, it was all down the left for Miami. Second half, all down the right-hand side, and it's Allende once again. Switching play towards the left-hand side, in towards Mura. Back in towards Silva. Strides forward. He's got Falcon behind him. If he wants to try and use him, instead works it forward in towards Messi. Finds Suarez. Sends it forward again towards the right-hand side and keeps it going nicely in towards Frey. Frey's ball, though, just trying to send it across the edge of the box. A little slip went in from Planbeck, who gives the ball away. Back out towards Falcon. In towards Messi with the outside of the left boot in towards DePaul on this near right-hand side. Sending in towards the area. Opportunity here. What a good save. And then it's tucked away. And on this occasion, Miami will not be denied by the linesman's flag. Parity is restored. And it has been coming since New England got the goal. It's Miami 1, New England 1. And it's Berterame from the left with his third goal of the season. The former Monterrey man just tucks it home from a yard out, and he won't get an easier attempt this season. And Miami are back on terms, and it was a great ball from DePaul. Just split the defence down the right-hand side in towards Suarez. Suarez forced the save by Turner to his right. He got a good, strong right hand, but there was Berterame to get there ahead of Langoni and Collar, who were trying to get the last leg out to just deny the 26-year-old Argentinian. But he wasn't going to be denied on that occasion. It's Miami 1, New England 1. And we have it now all to play for with 14 minutes to go. And it was the Suarez shot. Saved after the ball through ball. Just restored parity in this game after Gil opened the scoring. Abi Herrera has made his way on for Miami once again. Another Argentinian, one of 10 in the Miami side this evening. The 20-year-old defender, the squad option, makes his fourth appearance of the season as he comes on. It's Messi with the ball on the edge of the area, but a good tackle goes in from Yusuf. Just denying once again, and in the other score lines is as you were, Columbus still 2-0 up as a Cincinnati. Orlando 2-1 up against DC United. Austin still leading by a goal to nil. Nashville 2-0 up. 36 minutes of those games are getting closer towards half time. Mura was the man who came off and should have mentioned for Abadi Herrera. Still 0-0 between Chicago Fire and Sporting Kansas. The only game without at least a goal. But on the left-hand side, it's with Gill once again breaking in towards the area. Forces a good save on the tight angle of St. Clair. It was excellent work once again from New England, just going on the counter-attack, then a slip on this near side, and all of a sudden Suarez is able to get himself forward, pulls it back in towards DePaul. Space for Messi on the left-hand side. Now the numbers are back for those in white, but it is Messi that's on the ball, driving and just squeezing his way through, tries to get across towards the far side of the box, but it's played back out towards the young he was once young when he was, as was everybody, I guess. He was once the young maestro, the 38-year-old maestro. Receives the ball again on that left-hand side. Now he makes himself a bit more available in the centre, just trying to come away from his man, but again, just flicks it round the corner, looking towards Suarez, retrieves it back on the edge of the D, goes for goal, and it's just a couple of yards over the top of the bar for the Argentinian captain here in Miami. It's his first real opportunity of this second half to set his sights at the goal. He doesn't need more than a half chance. Gets towards the edge of the D on his weak foot if he does have one. Just puts it over the top of the crossbar. He's just put out a play over on the far side, and New England just starting to live a little bit more dangerously now. They know they're under pressure. Their backs are against the wall here. They valiantly defended for 75 minutes of the game before being undone. And now it looks like there's only going to be one winner of it. As a long ball goes through from the right-hand side, but it's over the top and out for a goal kick. And Turner will take a drink as well from his bottle behind the goal just to slow things down. A little more as a substitute keeper for New England. He's just getting himself a little bit warmed up, which you don't see too often in games, unless he is just a bit fed up. But Turner away to the right-hand side with the goal kick. Looks rather comfortable still on the ball. He may have just been going around to try and give some words of encouragement to the Revolution keeper. With less than 10 minutes to go, it's Messi driving forward again down the middle, feeds it down the right-hand side once more, tries to pull it back again. Does Frey, but it's, sorry, to Zalende, but it's straight in towards trouble. Comes back out towards DePaul again, who floats it this time towards far side of the box. Goes past everybody and it's able to be cleared, and it will be a free kick as well to New England. There's a late tackle. Just came in from Planbeck over on the far side of the pitch. 1-1 it is then with 9 minutes to go in this game. Still all to play for. It's a wonderful contest. It's been, particularly the second half, it's been anyone's game. The first half left everything to be desired. They left everything on the table. But in the second half, they've tried to take it all off of both teams here. 9 minutes to go then as a tackle goes in the centre circle, but it's played advantage down the right-hand side. Opportunity for Miami to try and have another attempt at goal, but it's a poor pass back in towards the middle, and Yusuf is there just to clear it away with a crunching tackle and just sends it forward. But that patient play that we saw from Miami in the first half is certainly starting to disappear as they're just trying to get the ball forward now as quickly as they can. The whip cross, it came in, retreated back out towards this near side. Free kick goes Miami's way, taken quickly by DePaul towards Messi. 15 yards off the right corner of the area, retrieves it back a little bit closer, back in towards DePaul, and they're just having their own little game and a little 1-2 at the moment. And DePaul just tries to float it in towards the far side and loft it in towards the runner. Berterame over on the left, but it goes out again for a goal kick, and I'm not too sure who he's arguing there with Berterame. It was a poor ball in from DePaul. He's got plenty of experience. He sent the ball down the right-hand side in towards Suarez, who had the shot that forced the goal and the equaliser to bring Miami back on terms. But his ball on that occasion was a poor one. I don't think he's got too many complaints. I don't think he can have too many complaints, but he certainly will try and justify the complaints that he does have. The momentum fully in Miami's corner now, swinging since that goal. It's come alive from a Miami perspective. The fans now are more expectant than hopeful that their side will go on and find a winner. 7 minutes to play on this near right-hand side with Abadi Herrera. Brought back towards Falcon. Took nicely. Once again into De Paul. Space just opens up over on the left-hand side. They can find the switch of play. They have in towards Allende. Tries to switch it back again towards the right-hand side, but it's a poor ball. It's been picked off by Youssef. Trying to get out of their own half, which they've been struggling to do, New England, in the last few minutes of this game. In the first half, the first moments of the game, the first 15 minutes, didn't see the ball inside the Miami half. The second half has been far, far better, as DC United have scored with 5 minutes to go against Orlando. It's 2-2 in that game, and one has been pulled back by Charlotte as well just before half-time against Nashville, who still lead at home by 2-1. Charlotte trying to put some pressure on the side, sitting top of the MLS at the moment, but it's into Miami, searching for their first win here at the new stadium. And it's with Messi again down the right-hand side. He's got some support from Frey, who tries to cross the ball in towards the box, but it's dealt with. Back out towards Falcon, who gets a good first touch and lays it nicely in towards Silva. Keeps it going back towards De Paul, who feeds it again down the right-hand line in the right-hand channel. Brings back Messi into play. Thinks it forward, an excellent ball, and it's almost sent goalwards, but instead the 50p there was the Luis Suarez head. It comes back out, receives back in towards Messi and towards Frey, and he just can't get his angles right, and it goes out for a goal kick. And now the frustration is starting to be seen on some of the faces of the Miami players. They just can't seem to get the ball right, and it's the type of situation that Messi always knew he was going to find himself in, coming to a side like Inter Miami, as another change is made as Tugaman comes off for Beeson for the Revolution. The 8th appearance of the season. Here's the defender coming off for the striker, and he now just have one attacking option still left on the pitch in Peyton Miller, who hasn't had too much to really do in this game. He's been rather quiet over on the left-hand side. It's mainly the defence that have been worked here, as Miami have the ball inside their own half. On the charge once again with Frey. He tries to stretch his legs and advance down the right-hand side. Decides to just bring it back and try to start again with a little bit of room over on the left-hand side instead. And it will get brought back towards the outside of the centre circle inside the New England half with just less than 4 minutes to go. Frey down the right-hand side. He's just got one to beat, but decides to come back after running out a little bit of space on the touchline. Finds De Paul. Retrieves it back in towards Frey, who again, a little bit more central this time, has a couple more options. Tries to float one in towards the box, but it's dealt with once again by New England, who will just take the time to clear this ball out. And they've lost it once more as Miami searching for a late winner here. 3.5 minutes still to play, plus any time to be added on, which there might be 3 or 4 we are hearing. It's Frey once again. Tries to bring it more centrally, but it's excellent defending from New England, who will come away with the ball. And now there's a counter-attack down this other end. It's 3-on-1 in favour of Miami. And running out of room was Youssef, but it's come back out towards Gilly. If he can find the pass towards the right-hand side, there was an opportunity which was cut out rather quickly by De Paul in the middle of the park. But it's still with the away side on the ball, just slowly trying to creep themselves forward, but instead they will just play it out for a throw into the home side, who will take it quickly. Gill's goal 10 minutes into the second half ruled out by Berterame's goal on the 76th minute. 12 minutes we've had this game, level terms. Is there another goal in this game? Can Messi find a winner? He's on the right hand side of the area. He tries to get across it on the right hand side, tries to whip it in, but it's Turner again who stands it up in his goal and just takes it out of the sky. It's half-time between Chicago Fire and Sporting Kansas, 0-0 in that game. There's still 6 minutes played between Columbus Crew and Philadelphia, 2-0 to the home side, 2-2 between DC and Orlando as they're up to 90 minutes. Cincinnati, 3 minutes to play, look like they've won against New York Red Bulls, leading by 2-0. Austin creeping up to half-time with Houston Dynamo leading by a 0-0 at home, as another change is going to be made here by New England just to try and slow this game down as Yusuf makes his way off for Diego Faguzen, the 30-year-old Uruguayan-born American, long-time Revs player. He can be a creative option, but on this occasion he just needs to do some defensive work with just 90 seconds to go. St. Louis City still losing at home to San Jose Earthquake 3 minutes into added time at the end of the first half, and Austin have taken a 2-0 lead right on half-time. Murto Uzuni in the 47th minute of the first 45 to give them a commanding 2-0 lead at half-time against their Texan rivals. And Nashville also come to half-time leading by 2-1 as well, but with just 60 seconds plus stoppage time to play, it's now desperation stations for both of these two sides, and DePaul, who hasn't had the best of games, just puts it out of play right on the halfway line, and that just gives New England a little bit of breathing room. But there is nobody making their way forward whatsoever from a New England perspective, and the ball's just going to get thrown down the left-hand channel straight in towards a Miami player, and Falcon will start the attack again. The flags waving, and pink and black flags waving away at the left-hand side. The Miami fans still believe no one is leaving their seat just yet, as we're getting closer to stoppage time at the end of this game here in the south of Florida. Messi down the right-hand line looking for the run of Allende, but can't quite get hold of it. Frey takes the throw in quickly back towards DePaul, who just sends it again towards the halfway line. Anywhere will do really now for Miami. It's Falcon who picks up the ball. Into stoppage time we go with DePaul. Sends it across the halfway line as we just wait to see how much the fourth official is going to add at the end of this game. It's 5 minutes that have been added on, and 5 minutes for one of these two sides to potentially find a winner. It's Messi who's on the ball, trying to move it forward away towards the left-hand side. Keeps hold of it and again just finds it nicely in towards Planbeck. Looks to get across towards the far side, but it's a poor ball once again, and straight into the hands of a grateful Matt Turner in the goal. And it's just been one of those contests really for Inter Miami this evening. They're staring down the barrel of 3 straight home draws, as DC United were leading in the first half against Orlando before Orlando came back to take a 2-1 lead. Well, DC United have scored 2 late goals against Orlando to potentially win it, as Messi has the ball on the edge of the area. He goes for goal, and it's straight down the throat of Turner. A P-roller, if ever I saw one. It's not the Messi that we are used to tonight. Rouse with the goal for DC 6 minutes after Montano brought them back level. It is half-time in the later kickoffs to those as Silva goes into the referee's book for a late tackle with 3 minutes to go of injury time added on. The ball is not where Miami want it to be. He just came across and gave Reigns a shove in the back. The young 20-year-old American, he's energetic, he's box to box. He's been in fine recent form, and so far he's helping see his side pick up another point as the cross comes in from the near side from Langoni, but it's straight into the hands of Leclerc. And they're going to try and get the ball out quickly now. Just 2.5 minutes to go in this contest. It's Miami who were the outright favourites to win this game before the game started. Down the right-hand side with Frey, tries to loft the ball in towards the box, but it's dealt with once again by New England Revolution, and it's just been rinse and repeat for those in white. They've stood up the ball every single time, and every cross has been dealt with just as well as the last. Miami just haven't found that extra gear in this game so far. But can Messi just turning up a notch as he floats one in towards the box? Looking for Falcon, who's high up the pitch now. He's been the last man the entirety of this game. And for a moment, he was trying to get on the end of a Lionel Messi cross as it's sent quickly by Turner towards the right-hand side. And from right to left, New England are trying to attack themselves and could potentially find a winner. There's two getting in towards the box with one's Langoni, but over on that far right-hand side, it's Yule who just holds on to the ball and tries to slow the game down. A point is a point for New England. They're in an excellent run of form, and they'll certainly be hoping to come away with a point here. It's not an easy place to come whatsoever to Miami, especially when you've got the likes of Paul, Suarez, Messi, Falcon. Real quality that they do have on show. But none of that quality has shone through just yet. But with Lionel Messi puts a wonderful into the ball to the box, and it's an absolute gilt-edged chance in the 94th minute. It was a beautiful ball in from Messi. That's the Messi that we have seen. Planbeck's header, and then straight up the other end. Can New England Revolution kill the game off? The shot comes in, but it's saved by Sinclair, and it's just too close to the goalkeeper, and the tired legs really showed there. Langoni breaking free down the left-hand side, just tried to slip it in towards the right. And Rains and Miller was there just trying to have a shot at goal from the right-hand side of the box from the angle. But the goalkeeper Sinclair stands it up. The referee has another look at his watch. There's still 30 seconds to go of stoppage time. He has another look as well. Miami have the ball halfway inside the Revolution half on this right-hand side. It's with DePaul. Floats one in towards the box. The man goes down inside the box, but the referee gives the goal kick. Suarez furious with the referee, but I think the referee on this occasion has got the right decision. He is a referee that does like to give penalties, 3 in the 6 games so far in the MLS this season. Suarez was hoping he'd give it 4th, but DePaul's ball into the box. And I think Suarez was actually taken out by his own man, and he didn't even realise. Both Falcon and Suarez both went down under a challenge, and they both challenged each other. Suarez, I don't think, still realising while he's having a go at Vazquez, the referee. But there is the full-time whistle. A point each to at least continue these sides' good run of forms. Into Miami go 9 unbeaten, the longest run of the season so far in the MLS. New England Revolution, they came here without a hope or a prayer, but they have left with a very, very good point. They continue their good run of form as well. After 4 straight wins, a point against Lionel Messi's Inter Miami on the road is certainly one that they will be proud of. They had to do plenty of defending, particularly in the first half. Inter Miami had all the possession, but just couldn't find anything to really trouble Turner in the goal. Messi had 2 shots, one from the edge of the area that challenged the keeper, and then another from 6 yards out where he really should have tucked it home into the far corner. It was then the New England Revolution who took the lead 10 minutes inside the second half. A poor mistake at the back from Falcon from a long throw allowed Gill to pick up the ball 6 yards out from goal and just dinked it past St. Clair, and that first opportunity of the game to take the lead. From there on out for the next 40 minutes, it was all Inter Miami trying to find an equaliser and a potential winner. They found an equaliser 20 minutes later with Berkarami getting on the end of a good save from Turner after Suarez was set free down the right, forcing the save of the 31-year-old American goalkeeper. Miami kept on trying to press. Messi had another shot from the edge of the area that went over the bar. DePaul also had another shot as well. And up the other end late on, New England Revolution had a chance with Miller from the right-hand side, forcing Sinclair into a save. And then even later on, Rains having another attempt that challenged St. Clair. But on us even here in Miami, it's finished. Miami 1, New England Revolution 1.